Yes, Mr. Richard.
Sir, thank you. First point, I think you would have heard what I've said, but we are able to sit at 9:30 tomorrow.
Yes, good.
Thank you. Secondly, this is now the commemoration for Fathia Ali Ahmed El Sanosi,
Yes.
and Nancy Collins from the solicitor firm is going to introduce our commemorators and explain what's going to happen.
Good. Thank you.
So here today we have Hayat, sister to Fathia, and Wafa, close friend and distant relation to Fathia, and they together have prepared a pen portrait which Wafa will read first in English and then in Arabic.
Hello, assalamu alaikum. Before I read what Hayat, Fathia's sisters, okay.
Just so they can pick you up. That's
Right.
absolutely perfect. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Just to say that again, before I read the pen portrait of Fathia, written by Hayat, I just wanted to add something that about Fathia on the personal level of my relationship with her. As Fathia is not just someone from the community, but she's my older sister, she's my godmother, and she's a very, very close friend to mine. And Fathia and I, one of the greatest things about Fathia, Fathia was a pillar of the Sudanese community in London. She was highly respected. She was a source of wiseness and jolliness to the community. People go to her house all the time. Her house was always full of people. She was really welcoming. People go to her for advice. And one thing that might not come across in any thing that's been written about Fathia in the media or anything, that Fathia was one of the people who sat a supplementary school for children in Kensington and Chelsea called the Asa Supplementary School. She was one of the first teachers to help children connect with their culture. She was one of the fierce defenders of the children knowing about the culture, the English culture or the British culture they are in. She defended supporting the national curriculum core subject to be taught in the school. And she worked in that school since early 90s until 2004. That school was has been running until now, and that school got the prize of the best supplementary school in Kensington and Chelsea, and the prize was given by the mayor of Kensington and Chelsea. So Fathia was one of the people who ran that school, supported the children, and supported the whole thinking of maintaining and preserving the Sudanese culture and the British culture together. So I just wanted to say that. Now I'm going to read what Hayat wrote about her sister. I wish to say a few words about my sister Fathia, who lived in flat 206 at Grenfell Tower on the 23rd floor and died in that fire. Fathia was born in 1940 in Sudan, in our hometown of Al Nuhud. She was 10 years older than me, and she was like a mother to me. I feel that she had adopted me as her child. Our mother did not work, and we did not live with our father, who lived with his other second wife. We came from a large family, and Fathia was my closest sibling in age. When I was born, our older brother and sister had moved away from the family home, so it was just me and my mother and Fathia who lived together. When I was very young, we left Al Nuhud and went to live with our brother in Khartoum. We added another paragraph, and Hayat think that's important, that when Hayat was 13 years old, she was a victim of a fire. And because of that, Hayat is partially disabled. And Fathia was the main support for her as a victim of fire and a disabled person. Fathia became literally adopted Hayat and became her mother and supported her in her education until Hayat went to university. Fathia was supporting her constantly. Knowing the culture, if a woman have any kind of disability back in Sudan, she might be ostracized from the community, she might be treated in a different way, and Fathia was the person who was there, supported Hayat, accepted her disability, and encouraged her until she finished university. When I was at primary school, Fathia was a primary school teacher. She would look after me at home and at school. She would support me emotionally and financially. When I attended middle school and secondary school, I did not live with Fathia because I was in a boarding school. I would come home in the holidays and spend all my time with her. Fathia would take me everywhere she went, to see her friends and anywhere she was visiting. Fathia was always the one who looked after me and who encouraged me with my education. My best memories of Fathia from my childhood are of the time we spent by the Red Sea. We would travel there together and stay with our uncle who had a boat. I remember then teasing me because I was scared of the water. Our uncle would say that the water was not deep and would jokingly then take me to the side of the boat where the water was deepest. I remember us all laughing about this. We had a fantastic time together by the Red Sea. Fathia was the pillar of strength in my family. She had worked hard to become a teacher. She was very kind and she was generous when our uncle died. When our uncle died, Fathia helped to support his children. She was really loved by people in our community, and she had a beautiful soul. Fathia was also a fantastic cook. She was well known for her traditional Sudanese cooking. She was welcoming, and people would flock to her home. People missed her when she moved to live in London. And when she came back to Sudan to visit, people would be excited to see her again.
Take a second, there's no rush.
Fathia was wonderful at sewing. She was very creative, and sewing was another source of income for her. Fathia would make bridal dresses and she could print and stitch material to make beautiful saris. Fathia would also create things from leather. She would decorate plain shoes and handbags with the leather items she had made. Fathia had learned to sew from the Italian nuns. Sorry, I just need.
Nancy.
Fathia had learned to sew from the Italian nuns who lived in all over Sudan. She could also make jewelry using stones and beads. She was well known for her artistry. When Fathia married, I stayed living with our brother. I would still see Fathia nearly every day, although we did not live together anymore. Fathia's husband was in the military. He died suddenly in 1984 in suspicious circumstances. Although he was in the military, he had opposed the war in South Sudan. Life was hard for Fathia after her husband's death. Fathia and her children had to leave their home on the military base and then had to rent somewhere to live. Sometimes after her husband's death, Fathia had a farm, some distance from Khartoum where we lived. Fathia kept chickens on the farm and sold the eggs, and she grew feed for cattle. She did this to support her family because she was paid very little as a teacher. At one point, the government took the farm away from Fathia, but she fought to get it back, and the farm was returned to her. At this time, I was working in the Ministry of Statistics, and I helped to support Fathia and her family financially. Due to the struggle in Sudan and the civil wars taking place, Fathia left to live in England. This was in the 1990s, earlier, and it was not difficult to get a visa. Her two eldest children had left to study in Eastern Europe, but when struggle broke out in there, Fathia fought to get her children out, and they were able to move to Holland. Fathia's daughter later moved to England. When Fathia first moved to England, she lived somewhere in South London. After a while, she moved to Kensington and Chelsea, and Fathia suffered heart difficulties and spent a month in hospital. When she came out, she was offered housing by Kensington and Chelsea and eventually moved into Grenfell Tower. I wasn't able to travel to visit Fathia when she moved to England, and I missed her very much. We first met again in 1998 in Syria. I was overjoyed to see her. Fathia had arrived first and had paid for 2 hotels' rooms. However, when we saw each other, we could not be separated. We stayed in one room with Fathia's daughter and our eldest sister. I remember the hotel manager asking why we were in one room, but we didn't care. We just wanted to be together, and we had a beautiful and wonderful time. Fathia obtained a British passport in around 2000, and then it was easier for her to return to Sudan. She would come once or twice a year for several months. Over time, she had managed to build a little house for me to live in, and Fathia would stay there with me when she came to visit. Fathia was kind to build this house. I had been living with our brother and his family, and I think Fathia knew that I needed my own space. As I said earlier, Hayat needed her own space because of her disability. And Fathia was highly aware about that, and this is why she worked really hard to build that little house so Hayat can get independence. I think she always felt responsible for me, and she wanted me to be comfortable. The final time that Fathia came to visit Sudan was from November 2016 to March 2017. This was a wonderful time. I now wonder if Fathia knew that something was going to happen to her and that we had to make this time special. We traveled all over the country together, and the only time we were apart was when Fathia visited the Red Sea without me. Fathia came to this country as a refugee seeking security and safety after her struggle with the regime in Sudan, where she and her children had been subject to harassment. She felt safe here in London because of the way she died. This now feels like an illusion for us and definitely for her, if she should know. Our trust in this country has been destroyed. I can't begin to describe my life without my sister. Her death was a terrible shock for me, and I find it very difficult to cope without her. My life has now been damaged by this twice, as we say, it's a double trauma for Hayat because she was a victim of fire herself, and now she lost her sister because of fire. So, sorry for that. I feel lonely and I cannot sleep. That's Hayat's statement in English. Thank you for listening. In Arabic, not with all the other details. I'll just try to be brief. هذه مسودة نبذة شخصية عن فتحية علي أحمد السنوسي بالنيابة عن حياة السنوسي أخت فتحية. أود أن أقول بعض الكلمات عن أختي فتحية التي كانت تقطن في الشقة رقم 206 في الطابق 23 في برج غرينفيل وماتت في الحريق. ولدت فتحية في عام 1940 في بيتنا بمدينة النهود بالسودان، وكانت تكبرني ب10 سنوات، وكانت بمثابة أم لي، وكأنها قد تبنتني ابنة لها. لم تكن أمي تعمل، ولم نكن نعيش مع أبي الذي كان يعيش مع زوجته الثانية. أسرتنا كبيرة، وكانت فتحية الأقرب لي سنا، وعندما ولدت كان أخواني وإخواتي الكبار قد انتقلوا للعيش بعيدا عن بيت الأسرة، لذا كنت أعيش مع والدتي وفتحية فحسب. وعندما كنت صغيرة جدا تركنا النهود وذهبنا للسكن مع أخي في الخرطوم. عندما كنت في المدرسة الابتدائية كانت فتحية مدرسة ابتدائية، كانت ترعاني في البيت وفي المدرسة وتدعمني عاطفيا وماليا. أثناء دراستي الإعدادية والثانوية عشت بعيدا عن فتحية لأنني كنت في مدرسة داخلية، ولكني كنت أعود إلى المنزل في العطلات وأقضي كل وقت معها. كانت فتحية تأخذني إلى أي مكان تذهب إليه لزيارة أصدقائها أو إلى أي مكان آخر. هي التي كانت دوما ترعاني وتشجعني خلال دراستي. أجمل ذكريات طفولتي عن فتحية هي الأوقات التي قضيناها على ساحل البحر الأحمر. كنا نسافر معا ونسكن مع عمي الذي كان يملك مركبا، وكانت تداعبني بسبب خوفي من المياه. وكان عمي يقول أن المياه ليست عميقة، ثم يأخذني مازحا إلى جانب المركب حيث المياه أعمق. أتذكر كم أضحكنا ذلك. قضينا أوقاتا رائعة على ساحل البحر الأحمر. الإضافة التي أضفتها عندما كنت أقرأ بالإنجليزي هي لها علاقة بالحريق الذي سبب لي حياة ألما شديدا، لأنها هي نفسها تعرضت لحريق عندما كانت في 13 من عمرها. وهذا الحريق الذي أودى بحياة أختها وأطفالها هو بمثابة مأساة ثانية في حياتها. عندما كانت فتحية مصدر قوة في أسرتنا. عملت جاهدة لتصبح مدرسة، وكانت إنسانة طيبة وكريمة. وعندما توفي عمي ساهمت فتحية في دعم أولاده، وكان الناس في مجتمعنا يحبونها فعلا، وكانت روحها جميلة. كانت فتحية طباخة ماهرة، فكانت معروفة بأطباقها السودانية التقليدية، وكانت مضيافة يقبل الناس على بيتها. ولذلك افتقدها الناس عندما سافرت للعيش في لندن، ولكن عندما كانت تزور السودان كانوا يسعدون برؤيتها مجددا. كانت فتحية ماهرة في الخياطة، كانت مبدعة جدا، وشكلت الخياطة مصدر دخل إضافي لها. كانت تخيط فساتين العرس وتطبع الأغمشة وتطرزها لتنتج أثواب الساري الجميلة. وكانت تصنع أشياء من الجلد وتزين الأحذية والحقائب البسيطة بالزينة الجلدية التي تصنعها. تعلمت فتحية الخياطة من الراهبات الإيطاليات اللائي كن يعيشن في شتى أنحاء السودان، وكانت تصنع الحلى من الأحجار والخرز، وكانت معروفة بموهبتها الفنية. عندما تزوجت فتحية ظللت أنا في بيت أخي، وكنت أرى فتحية كل يوم تقريبا، رغم أننا لم نعد نسكن معا. كان زوجها يعمل في الجيش، وتوفي فجأة في ظروف مريبة. رغم أنه كان في الجيش إلا أنه كان معارضا للحرب في جنوب السودان، وأنتم تعرفون الحرب في جنوب السودان. أصبحت حياة فتحية صعبة بعد وفاة زوجها. اضطرت هي وأولادها إلى ترك بيتهم في القاعدة العسكرية وإلى استئجار بيت في مكان آخر. بعد وفاة زوجها ببعض الوقت أصبحت لدى فتحية مزرعة صغيرة بعيدة عن الخرطوم حيث كانت تسكن. كانت تربي الدجاج وتبيع البيض وتزرع العلف للماشية. فعلت ذلك للصرف على أسرتها لأن دخلها من التدريس كان ضئيلا جدا. قامت الحكومة بمصادرة المزرعة في وقت ما، ولكن فتحية كافحت من أجل استرداد المزرعة حتى ردوها إليها. في ذلك الوقت كنت أعمل في وزارة الإحصاء، وساعدت في دعم فتحية وأسرتها ماليا. انتقلت فتحية للعيش في إنجلترا بسبب المصاعب في السودان والحروب الأهلية، وكان هذا في التسعينات، ولم يكن من الصعب أن تحصل على تأشيرة. سافر ولدها الكبيران للدراسة في شرق أوروبا، ولكن عندما اندلعت الصراعات هناك عملت فتحية جاهدة من أجل إخراجهما من هناك، واستطاعا الانتقال إلى هولندا. بعد ذلك انتقلت ابنتها إلى إنجلترا. فتحية نفسها تعرضت لكثير من المضايقات من الحكومة، من النظام الموجود في السودان لعدة مرات، وهذا السبب الأساسي الذي جعل فتحية تفكر في الهجرة. في بداية حياتها في إنجلترا كانت فتحية تعيش في مكان ما في جنوب لندن. بعد ذلك انتقلت إلى كنزينغتون. عانت فتحية من مشاكل في القلب وقضت شهرا في المستشفى، وعندما تركت المستشفى عرض عليها حي كنزينغتون وتشيلسي مسكنا، وانتقلت أخيرا للعيش في برج غرينفيل. لم أقدر على السفر لزيارة فتحية، وبعد أن انتقلت للعيش في إنجلترا كنت أفتقدها كثيراً. أول مرة ألتقي بها مجدداً في سوريا في عام 1998 فرحت فرحاً شديداً لرؤيتها، وكانت فتحية قد وصلت قبلي واستأجرت حجرتين في فندق، ولكن بمجرد ما أن التقينا لم نقدر أن ننفصل عن بعضنا البعض، فبقينا في حجرة واحدة مع ابنة فتحية وأختها الكبرى. أتذكر أن مدير الفندق سألنا لماذا نحن في حجرة واحدة، ولكننا لم نبالي، أردنا فقط أن نبقى معا وقضينا وقتا رائعا. حصلت فتحية على الجواز البريطاني في عام 2000 تقريبا، مما سهل عليها زيارة السودان، وكانت تأتي مرة أو مرتين في السنة وتبقى عدة أشهر. وبعد مرور بعض الوقت تمكنت من بناء بيت صغير لي لأعيش فيه، وكانت فتحية تسكن معي عندما تأتي في زيارة. ما شرحته سابقا إنه فتحية كانت متعاطفة جدا مع إعاقة أختها، وكانت على فهم عميق إن أختها محتاجة لمكان خاص بها بسبب الإعاقة. لذا فتحية عملت جاهدة لبناء هذا البيت الصغير لأختها لترتاح فيه ولا يكون عندها خصوصيتها لوحدها. كان بناء فتحية بيتا لي كرما منها، فقد كنت أعيش مع أخي وأسرته ولم أكن مرتاحة، وأعتقد أن فتحية كانت تعرف أني بحاجة إلى مكان خاص بي. أعتقد أنها كانت تشعر بالمسؤولية تجاهي وتريدني أن أعيش مرتاحة. آخر زيارة لفتحية للسودان كانت في نوفمبر 1916 إلى مارس 1917. كان وقتا رائعا. أسأل نفسي الآن إن كانت فتحية تشعر بأن شيئا ما سيحدث وأنه يتعين علينا أن نجعل هذا الوقت وقت مميزا، كأنها كانت تشعر بأنها آخر مرة ستلاقي فيها الناس، أو تشعر بحالة وداع. سافرنا إلى شتى أنحاء البلاد، ولم تبتعد فتحية عني إلا عندما زارت البحر الأحمر بدوني لزيارة أولاد عمي. فتحية فتحية حضرت إلى هذه البلد كلاجئة بحثاً عن الأمن والسلام من الحالة التي تركتها في بلدها من حروب وحالة أمنية صعبة. جاءت إلى هنا لتبحث عن الأمن والسلام ووجدته في لندن، ولكن يبدو أن ذلك كان حلماً. لم تجد الأمن والسلام وماتت بهذه الطريقة المؤلمة. حياة تقول إنه كنا نعتقد أن هذا الأمن والسلام الذي تركت فتحية أختي بلدها لتعيش تحته الآن تدمر. هذا ما تشعر به داخلها، هذا ما نشعر به كلنا. تقول حياة: لا يمكنني أن أصف حياتي بلا أختي. كانت وفاتها صدمة مفجعة بالنسبة لي. من الصعب علي تحمل الحياة بدونها. أشعر بالوحدة ولا أستطيع النوم الآن بسبب ذلك. وشكرا.
Thank you very much indeed. Yes.
So that completes the commemorations for today.
Thank you. And we're going to sit early tomorrow morning.
9:30.
9:30. So we'll end there for today and resume at 9:30 tomorrow.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you very much. Thank you.